Hi, I'm Dr. Paul with another episode of Ask Your Pediatrician. My advice nurse Jen asked me to do a video on the topics that you should not call your pediatrician for. Folks, you probably may not know that pediatricians and doctors who take advice calls for families get inundated with calls. And a lot of times these are coming after hours when you're trying to, finish your family time perhaps, or maybe trying to sleep. So by all means, call if it's an emergency. And if it might be an emergency and you're just nervous that some harm could come to your child, that's an appropriate call, and that's what we're here for. But just sort of to put into perspective certain things that might be able to wait, here's a few, just as an example. I need the dose for Tylenol, or the dose for Motrin, or the dose for Benadryl, or the dose for some over-the-counter medication. Please, folks, go to my website. Links provided here for those doses. It is important, no doubt, but this information is readily available, and it would be helpful to us if you would just look that up. We have links at my website. There'll be links on this video for doses of the most commonly given things. I need a refill for my medications. Folks, call us during the day. The person on call doesn't have access to the medical record. Occasionally they might be able to get to it with great difficulty, but most of the time they don't have access. So anything that involves the medical record, call during the day. We can get right on that. I need to move my prescription to another pharmacy. If you've been given a prescription to one pharmacy, you can call that pharmacy and ask them to move it to a different pharmacy. So you don't need to call the doctor who wrote that prescription, because the pharmacies will do that for you. And that's very helpful, because a lot of times it's actually extra work for the person on call to figure out pharmacy phone numbers, etc., etc. What are the hours for your urgent care? Folks, just call our urgent care, or if there's a different urgent care and you're in a different part of the world, call the facility and let them tell you exactly their hours. Things like that can change anyway. I need to review my child's immunization record. That's only available when we have your chart in front of us. Leave that for the daytime staff. They can pull up your charts. Often they can send it to you in an email. In our office, if you're signed up for Portal, you can actually go online and check your immunizations through Portal. So that would be a good way to go. I'd like to review my child's well visit today, or whatever visit they had today, because perhaps you were one of the parents who was not there. Folks, get back to us. That's a non-emergency. Get back to us during the day, because again, the person on call may not have been the person who was at that visit, and so they're just having to read a chart anyway. It's better that the actual provider who saw you gets back to you if you have questions about that. I need lab results. The only time I would call for lab results is if the provider, the doctor or provider who ordered those labs told you they were going to get back to you because it was critical that they got back to you that day, and they haven't gotten back to you. Okay, in that instance you should call. A lot of times lab results are coming back over days. We have certain tests that come back in weeks, and that's a daytime call, so we can look into the chart and see what's back. Sometimes parents have disputes about how something should be done. Maybe mom feels one way, dad, or one parent figure feels one way, one parent feels another. If it's a life and death situation, call us. But otherwise, let's deal with that during the day when it makes a little more sense and you're not, disrupting someone's sleep or evening time with their family. Oh, this was just ridiculous. I guess we've had parents asking what flavor they should do their birthday cake. Some parents need a referral. Please call during the day. Again, we're going to pull up the chart. Things that are non-urgent, head lice, for example, constipation unless it's causing severe pain, buying a product, maybe you need to buy a new bed for your kid, or a humidifier, or a vaporizer, any childhood products, it's probably not an emergency. Call us during the day for those kind of advices. And what sunscreen to use. I am trying with these blogs and YouTube videos to have eventually every topic covered. So check out my blogs, check out the YouTube videos, see if the question you have has actually been answered. And the rule of thumb is, if it can't wait till tomorrow, And the person you're calling is going to be making the decision, should I send this child to the emergency room or not? That's really what we're thinking when we get your call. It's like, should I send them to emergency or can it wait till tomorrow? If it's not of that level of urgency, folks, just be kind. You know, pediatricians, family docs, providers who take care of kids and families work hard. I remember being woken up in the middle of the night and one child had a diaper rash and the parents wanted to know what to do about it. It was 2 a.m. You know, that could have waited till morning. You get there as a doctor who's been woken up multiple times in the night and you're just like tired. We want to be there for you, be sharp. I'm Dr. Paul. Thanks for watching. Jan, you put me up to this. This was a tough one.